What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and no, this is not clickbait. I have actually switched back to a 2019 smartphone here in 2020, and in this video I'm going to be explaining why that is. Some of you may already know which device this is if you follow me on Instagram, because I have been posting lots of stories with this device recently. And I'm not referring to my iPhone. A lot of you guys will know that I always have two smartphones with me at all times, one on iOS and one on Android. Why that is, we'll take a whole other video to explain, but in a nutshell, I like to have a balanced view of both platforms, which will help in my comparisons and my reviews, and also because I like certain things on iOS and I like certain things on Android. Now, when it comes to the iPhone, things are pretty straightforward because I can just pick an iPhone when it's released, and I generally hold on to that until the next iPhone is released. So it has been the iPhone 11 Pro Max since it was released last year. But for Android, things are a little bit more complicated because we have many new Android smartphones out all the time. So one SIM card is always in my iPhone, and the Android SIM card actually changes depending on the device that I'm reviewing. And once I've finished reviewing that device, the SIM card will go out and go into my next Android device and so on. So after taking my SIM card out of the last Android device that I was reviewing, I was looking at the devices released this year and thinking about which device to use as my primary Android daily driver, shall we say. And don't get me wrong, we've had some excellent smartphones this year. I've actually done a top 5 smartphones of the year so far video. I mean, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, excellent smartphone, great display, lots to like about it. But I did find it quite big, thick and heavy, which wasn't the most comfortable to use. And also I did have a few issues with the camera, which I've covered in the full review. A lot of these did get improved with software, but just not completely there for me. I was then using the OnePlus 8 Pro, again, an excellent device, very fast and smooth with excellent software, improved cameras, but I had some display issues. There's no always on display, which is something that's quite important to me. And OnePlus also released an update which limited how dim the display could go in darker environments. And being somebody who uses their smartphone a lot in darker environments, I really did not find this the best experience. And then we've got the Oppo Find X2 Pro, again, an excellent smartphone, very similar to the OnePlus 8 Pro in many ways. And it's also got the fastest charging on any smartphone out right now, 65 watts. But it doesn't have wireless charging, something that I use a lot as well. There's the Huawei P40 Pro as well as the Huawei P40 Pro Plus. Absolutely awesome smartphones, some of the best out there. Great cameras, but there's no Google Play services, something else that I found myself missing. So I thought, let me have a quick rewind and see some of my favorite devices of 2019. And if you haven't guessed already, the device that I picked was the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And after using it for a couple of weeks, I remembered why I love this smartphone. It's got an amazing design. I still think it's one of the best looking smartphones out right now. I love the squared off edges. It's also quite thin and light in comparison to lots of other smartphones, so it's also quite comfortable to use. The display is excellent. I think the only thing missing is a high refresh rate, which I can generally live without, but it's super bright, very sharp. The colors are absolutely excellent. The performance has also really held up thanks to the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipset. By the way, disclaimer, I have been using the 855, not the Exynos. And battery life has also been really good. I get through the day absolutely fine and then just drop this on a wireless charger whenever I need a top up. Cameras are still some of the best. Yes, we don't have crazy zoom, but I don't find myself using that crazy level of zoom often. What I really do use a lot is the ultra-wide camera, and in my opinion, the Note 10 Plus still has the best ultra-wide camera on any smartphone right now. And let's not forget the S Pen, which I just dropped. But anyway, the S Pen is something that I found really useful, whether it's to just quickly doodle on some Instagram stories, sign some documents, or even edit some images. But what was even more interesting was after I spoke to some of my friends who are also tech YouTubers, a couple of them were also using the Note 10 Plus. So I thought I'd ask them why they're using that in 2020.
You know, when you go into a restaurant and even though they have a lot of different options to order from, you pick the same thing every single time? that's kind of me and my justification for using the Galaxy Note 10 Plus in 2020. I've been using Galaxy phones for the last, 5 or 6 years, and they've been good. I don't know if they're the best, but they've been good enough that I just, keep buying them every single time. To be honest, there probably is something else better out there, but since I'm so familiar and comfortable with the Galaxy Note 10, I just stay with it. Personally, all I really need is like a large battery and a big screen and a good camera. Other than that, all the phones are kind of the same these days. So I guess I'm just sticking with the Galaxy Note 10 Plus out of habit. I mean, it's a good phone, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of good phones out there. Maybe someday I'll switch to something else, but for right now, I'll probably stick with this for another year or two and then see what else comes out.
Yes, I am back. Safilicious invited me over to talk about the Galaxy Note 10 in this video. Now, I'll give you 3 things why this phone is awesome, right? First of all, the Note 10 Plus is SESI. Second, I am SESI. So, it's final. And third, as times are very difficult, when you're raising one child, you have to cut down on expenditures. And the Note 10 Plus right now is a very cost-effective phone. It has many SESI features, from SESI camera, make me look SESI. You also have, Hairs Pen that does a lot of fantastic work. I can write down how I want to go and romance my wife. Wives, just one. I am cutting down. And of course, I have many other features like good battery life for great jungle warfare, waterproofing, and very solid speakers for boom boom music. Yes. So anyway, thank you very much, Saf, for inviting me in this video. Please, Western Union me that money, so I need to pay, Anyway, thank you, Western Union. Safi, Note 10 Plus, okay?
So that is why I've personally switched back to the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus in 2020, as well as some of the reasons why Zach and Colonel Singala have also decided to use the Note 10 Plus this year. And if you are interested in picking up an excellent smartphone and want to save a bit of money, then it actually might be a good time to pick this up, because the Note 20 series is just around the corner. And I think by having my SIM card in this, it's going to give me a really unique perspective to see exactly how much has improved and how much has changed when we have the Note 20 out in just about a month's time. So if you want to see all of that coverage first, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Also subscribe to Zach and Thunder E, aka Colonel Singala. I'll leave their channels linked down below. What do you think of the Note 10 Plus? Would you still use this device in 2020? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.